Howdy, Connection Group leaders. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing a lot better than I am. I'm laying in the floor. You're not seeing things. And it would appear that I'm pretty good and sunburnt too. I've been at a track meet today. It's my first track meet of the year, so that was par for the course. I have hurt my back twice this week. And both times I was not doing anything impressive whatsoever. I work out a lot. I lift a tremendous amount of weight. Twice now I've bent down to pick something up and hurt one part of my back. Got that fixed. Thought it was good. Bent down to pick something else. Hurt a different part of my back. Does this mean I'm officially old? Maybe that's what I need some of y'all to confirm for me. So anyway, I'm talking to you from the floor because it feels better down here, but we're talking about Passover this week. I love Passover. Some of you have gotten to go through a Passover meal with me. Many of you have gone through one with Rob Pauley. Passover, for starters, it's the oldest holiday in the world. Holidays were God's idea. That's one of the things that I love to point out to students. These, maybe not necessarily every holiday that's celebrated, but the concept of setting aside a day to memorialize something else, something important, something that you view as significant. That was God's idea. All of our great ideas, of course, come from God. But the Passover was the first one, and it was this incredibly important day of, man, judgment was coming, but I spared you, and I spared you via a sacrifice, and it was a spotless lamb. You can see Jesus all over the Passover, not just in the lamb aspect. That's the easy one. All of the things that Jews do to this day on a Passover day just scream the cross, and they scream the resurrection, and it's beautiful. And so I was going to show you matzah bread and the tiny little holes and the stripes from the sinless bread, and I was going to show you a matzah tash that represents the tomb, and I can't do any of that because I'm on the floor. So let me just encourage you. Go Google a messianic Passover. In fact, I may even tag you in a video that's really pretty cool. But what our students need to know, both our actual teenagers and really just our people in general, is God is greatly glorified whenever we remember in unique ways, special ways, reverent ways, and even we like the word tradition, right? Tradition reminds us that things are special. The Lord's greatly glorified that we do this, but also it's good for our hearts to remember what God has done. So that's why we celebrate Christmas, and that's why we celebrate Easter, and we have wonderful, fun little traditions that we do, and it is pretty cool. God never told us to set those days aside. We do that on our own, but I think we do it rightfully on our own. And obviously we have a lot of freedom in how we celebrate those things, but it's important that we do, especially Easter. And that's, again, Easter and Passover are tied together perfectly. It is absolutely essential that we remember what Jesus did for us on the cross, and we remember that sacrifice, and we remember what it is that means, that man, we were bound for death, and had Jesus not done that, we wouldn't have been passed over. We would be still to this day guilty and doomed for death. Otherwise, we'd still be living as slaves to sin. And so we remember with great joy and with celebration, and because we're Baptist, we do so with glee and obviously great food. This is fun too. On Passover, notice it says that the Jews, when they commemorated it the first time, they were supposed to eat this meal, and they were supposed to do so with staff in hand, because at any moment God was going to set them free and they needed to be ready to go. Jews now, when they celebrate this meal, they celebrate it with pillows and with leisure, because they know they've been rescued. Man, how much more so for us as believers. We know we've been rescued, and it's even like this great little glimpse of heaven. We're going to celebrate with him someday, and that's one of the things Jesus said during the Last Supper. That was a Passover meal. Man, I'm going to celebrate Passover with you in heaven someday. It's a beautiful thing. So it's good and godly to remember, and it's good to do so with tradition. So celebrate the Passover with your class. If you want to bring in some good food, if you find some matzah, you can buy some, usually at Kroger for not a lot of money. By all means, do that. But tell our people it's good and godly to celebrate the things that Christ has done for us with food and with celebration and reverent tradition. That's a cool thing. Love y'all. Pray for me. I'll see you later. Bye.